Hello ELAS students, my name is Laura Bredall and I will be your instructor for today's video tutorial. During this video, we'll be talking about the University of Waterloo Library. You will learn how to find valuable resources that will help you complete your writing assignment this term. I'm the Mathematics and Computer Science Librarian at the University of Waterloo, and I have created this video just for you. A large part of my job is to make sure that the mathematics and computer science students at Waterloo are able to get to the resources they need to support their studies. So I welcome you to contact me anytime you would like to learn more about how the library can enhance your learning experience. You might want to contact me simply because you're having trouble finding something at the library. Or you might want to contact me because you're just beginning an assignment, like your ELAS writing assignment this term, and you need help with your research. You can contact me by email, by phone, or you can instant message me by going to my subject guides page for mathematics. Or, best of all, you can always stop by the library and ask the person at the Davis Library Information Desk for help. So with this, I welcome you to the University of Waterloo. Let's get started. The first thing you'll want to know is how to get to the Davis Center Library. The Davis Center Library is located in the Davis Center, located on the University of Waterloo's main campus. You can get to it using several of the city buses. Now that we know where the Davis Center Library is, we also need to know how to access the resources in the library. The main library website is www.lib.uwaterloo.ca. You'll want to go to this website anytime that you need access to the University of Waterloo Library resources. This means that if you're searching for books, journal articles, course reserve material, or any other types of materials that will help you with your studies and research, you'll want to come to this site first. Alright, let's have a general orientation of this site first. As a Conestoga student that's going to be doing a lot of your research off campus, you'll want to know about the Connect from Home link. The Connect from Home link allows you access to all of our electronic resources without actually being on campus. So just remember, when you're at home or you're at Conestoga and you're going to this website, the first thing that you want to do is click on the Connect from Home link. Connecting from home proxies you to the University of Waterloo Library website. Subject guides are also important for you to know about at the University of Waterloo. The subject guide link can be found on the right-hand menu. At the University of Waterloo, the librarians have developed subject guides specific to your department. So for you guys who are in math, you'll want to click on the Mathematics link here. And you can see that there's a whole host of subject guides that are related to the different mathematics disciplines. So for example, if you're interested in pure mathematics, you can click on the Pure Mathematics link here. It brings you to the Pure Mathematics Subject Guide, where you can find resources that are important for your studies and research. The subject guides also give you contact information for your librarian. As an undergraduate student, you'll also want to know about the course reserves. Course reserves are materials that your instructor has requested to be put on short-term loan just for you, so you have access to these materials throughout your course. Course reserves includes hard copy items like assignment solutions, books, book chapters, journal articles, and lecture notes, but also digitized materials such as eBooks, e-journal articles, and scanned excerpts from print publications. You can find the Course Reserves link on the right-hand menu on the library's homepage. You can log into Course Reserves using your WhatIam username and password. Once you are logged in, you should be taken to the Student Main menu. And if you have courses that have items on reserve, they should appear in your My Courses table list. So for example, if you're registered for Math 137 this term, you should see this course listed in your table. To see the listed items under a particular course, click on the course code. Click on the item's title to find out more information. On this page, you can find out what the current status of the material is. You can see if it's charged out and which library it's at. So for example, you can see that this item's available at the UW Davis Reserves Desk, and you can get it from circulation for 3 hours. All you'd have to do now is write down the call number and take it to the circulation desk to loan. Okay, now that we've learned the basics of the library's homepage, let's learn how to find resources for your writing assignment this term. And remember, everything here can be applied throughout your studies at the University of Waterloo. So we're first going to learn how to search for books using Primo. The basic Primo search is found right from the library's homepage. Let's do an example search for mathematical analysis. I can type mathematical analysis right into the search box, and you can see here that I'm just going to do a full record search. If I wanted to be more specific, I could search for the author, title, subject, user tags, or call numbers, but for now, I'm just going to leave it on full record. I could also search specific items such as books, journals, images, audiovisual, scores, or maps, but I'm just going to leave it on all items, just for now. So once I've entered in my terms and I'm happy with them, I'm going to select Search Primo. So on the results page, I can see that I have over 8,000 results just from typing in the words mathematical analysis. What this search has done is it searched for the words mathematical and analysis separately in all of the records within the catalog. So the great thing about Primo is that we can refine our results after we've done a quick search such as this. The Refine My Results in the left-hand menu allows us to click on the hyperlinks easily and narrows down our search. So if I was only interested in materials that had the subject matter mathematical analysis cataloged in the record, then I could select the mathematical analysis link right here. Let's do that. Now I can see that I have a little box that shows up above the records that says refined by and then subject mathematical analysis. If I was to look in the details of all of these records, I would see that mathematical analysis shows up. I might also be only interested in materials that are newer, so I could refine my results that way as well. Under publication date, I can select the date range after 1998 if I'm interested. And this again shows up in the Refine By area above the records. If I wanted to expand my results set out again, I could select this X to remove the find function. Another thing you can do is sort your results. If you use this drop-down menu, you can see that you can sort your results by date newest, popularity, author, title, or the date oldest. Let's select date newest. Now I can see that the publication dates are in order. Another thing to note in Primo is that we're actually searching more than the collections at the University of Waterloo. The University of Waterloo shares their catalog with the University of Guelph and Wilfrid Laurier University. So when you get your search results, you're actually seeing materials that come from all three institutions. If you wanted to refine your results just to the University of Waterloo, you could select that hyperlink in the Find My Results list. So now we've narrowed our results down to 164 items. That's pretty good. However, you might also be interested in knowing that when you see a record here, you're not just looking at a single item. You may be actually looking at an item that has several additions on it. For example, this first one here has Complex Analysis for Mathematics and Engineering, 6th edition. But over in this far corner here, I can see that there's actually 2 versions of this book. If I select this link, I can see the 2 versions. So now I see that the catalog actually has the 3rd edition as well as the 6th edition. Returning to the results set, I wanted to point out a few other key features of the Primo catalog. You can find out the location of the book by viewing the available at line right here. You can see that this book is available at the University of Waterloo Library, UW Davis, Bookstats, main floor. And then it's followed by some sort of code. This code is actually the call number. It's important to write this code down if you want to actually go to the library and find this book on the shelf. However, it's also important to note that this book might be available at other locations. So if you select the Locations tab, you can view if it's actually available. So what if I was specifically looking for a book that had the title Mathematical Analysis? I could change this right up at the top of the page by selecting Books. Then I could actually use this drop-down menu to select Starts With, and it changes this automatically to Title. So now I'm going to be looking for a book that has the title that starts with Mathematical Analysis. So my search results set actually lists books that begin with the words Mathematical Analysis. That's pretty handy if I'm looking for a specific book. Okay, now let's learn how to do an advanced search. I can get to the advanced search screen from this link over here. I can see that the words mathematical analysis are retained in my search set. So the great thing about the advanced search is that it gives me more search functionality. I can do a more specific search right up front. So for example, if I was interested in finding exercises or problem sets on mathematical analysis, I could enter these search terms right into the search box. And you'll notice that I use the word or between the words problems and exercises. It's important to note that the word or combines terms. So I'm going to be searching for mathematical analysis and either the word problems or exercises. So in the advanced search, I can specify the publication date range right up front if I wanted to. For example, I could select books that were published within the last 10 years. I could also select the resource type, the language, or what library the items are found within. So if I'm only interested in Waterloo libraries, I can select that. Now I can select Search to view my results. You can see that I have 280 results for Waterloo libraries here. So now I'm searching for the words mathematical analysis and problems or mathematical analysis and exercises within the catalog. So my results set is fairly narrow. If I wanted to be more specific, I could search just the subject fields, and I can do this right up in the search boxes. This narrows my results down to 28. This is actually a pretty good result set. This first result looks pretty interesting, but didn't I select the University of Waterloo libraries? I can see that this one actually says the University of Guelph McLaughlin Library Bookstats. I wonder why that is. I can find out why by selecting the Locations tab. Oh, I see. The University of Waterloo's copy of this book is actually out of the library, so it's bumping the University of Guelph Library up to the top of the list. Since this book isn't available at the University of Waterloo, I can actually request it from the Guelph Library. To do this, I would select the request link and sign in to place the hold. I can sign in using my WattCard barcode. Once I've logged in, I can select hold from the drop-down menu and go. The important thing to do here is to select your pickup location. Since I'm at the University of Waterloo Davis Library a lot, I'll select the UW Davis Circ Desk for a pickup location. You might be interested in another library if you attend it on a regular basis. I can submit the form, then it indicates that my patron-initiated request is successful, and I'll get a notification by email when my item's ready for pickup. One last interesting thing that I wanted to show you about Primo is that we have a lot of eBooks in our collection. You can actually see that the second item here says that it's available online. If I wanted to view this ebook, I could just click on the online resource link right here and it'll take me to the online copy of this material. It opens the book up in a new browser window, but I can see here that I can view the book online pretty easily. In this platform, I could even download a PDF if I would like. It's important to note that ebooks open up on various platforms, so they may not always look the same. In this next section, we're going to talk about finding journal articles. First, I want to answer, what is a journal article? Journal articles are published in periodical publications. But you might ask, what's a periodical publication? A periodical means that it is most often published periodically throughout the year in several issues. These issues are collected into yearly volumes. Journal articles are not popular literature, and it is important to note that when we're talking about journal articles in an academic institution, we're not talking about popular literature. I want to take a moment to talk about scholarly versus popular journal articles. Scholarly journal articles have the purpose to communicate research and scholarly ideas. Their audience is usually other scholars and students. The coverage is usually a very narrow and specific subject. The publisher is usually a professional association, academic institution, and can also include commercial publishers. The authors of scholarly journal articles are usually scholars, researchers, and experts who usually have their academic institution affiliation listed with their articles. Other characteristics of scholarly journal articles are that there's usually little or no background information given. Technical language and discipline-specific jargon are heavily used. Scholarly journal articles are most often peer-reviewed, which means that they've been reviewed by other experts in their field. They also include bibliographies, and procedures and materials are often described in great detail. Another difference between scholarly and popular journal articles is that scholarly journal articles are usually longer, often over 5 pages, where a popular journal article can often be short. So where do you find scholarly journal articles? You may recall at the beginning of this tutorial that I mentioned the subject guides. This is a really good place to start. The subject guides list discipline-specific research databases where you can find journal articles. So if you're doing research in math, I would recommend going to one of the mathematics subject guides. However, for the purposes of your research assignment, I'm going to show you a database that should get you some information on the topic of interest for your course. So starting at the library's homepage, you can go to the Research Databases link. From this page, you can choose from the Popular Choices drop-down menu the research database called Scopus. I really like the research database Scopus. It has a lot of really user-friendly functionality. It's very similar to Primo, where at first you're given a basic search function. Here, you can enter any of your keywords. So let's do a search that's of interest to mathematics and computer science students. In the search box, I'm going to enter the search terms artificial intelligence and perception. You'll already notice a difference in my search from the one I did in Primo. Here I have a Boolean operator called AND. So I'm going to be searching for the words artificial intelligence and perception. In order to search for artificial intelligence as a phrase, I have to put quotation marks around it. Okay, so now when I click on search, I'm going to be searching the phrase artificial intelligence and the word perception. These should both be found in all of the records that I find. So I found 1,891 results that should have something to do with artificial intelligence and perception. If I wanted to look at the details of the article to find out more information, I could click on the Show Abstract link right here. By reading the abstract, I get a better sense of what the article is about. In this abstract, I can see that the word perception is highlighted, but I don't see the phrase artificial intelligence highlighted anywhere. I wonder where it is. To find out, I can click on the title to see the entire record. If I scroll down on the page, I can see the keywords that are listed for this article. What the keywords are words that describe the article that have been input into the database. So as we can see here, the words artificial intelligence are showing up in the index keywords, and the word perception is showing up in the abstract. This is why I found this article in my results list. If I wanted to read this article, all I would have to do is click on the Get It at Waterloo link to see if this article is available online. It takes me to what we call the SFX page. This page basically does a search of our catalog to see if we have it in full text. So because I don't see a full text link here, what I'm going to do is check the holdings information in Primo. In Primo, I've discovered that there actually is an online version of this journal. So I'm going to follow the Online Resources tab to see if we have the full text of this particular article. I can open this source in a larger window for better viewing. Okay, now I want to track down the journal article. I have to go back to the record in Scopus to see the details. Alright, so I'm looking for volume 23, issue 3, from September 2011, and it's pages 343 to 362. I have to remember that. So in this current issue of volume 23, I can scroll down the page and find page 343. I see it's down at the bottom. Now I can see that I have full access to the full text and I can download it here. Now I have the entire journal article and I can actually save it for reading later. So we've just done a quick search and already found an article on the topic that we're looking for. We can go back to the results set and do more refining of our search to find even more specific journal articles on our topic. I just chose the first one and it was great and I was able to find it. But what happens if I want to refine my results? I can refine my results by year. I can also refine my results by subject area. Maybe I'm only looking for materials that fall under engineering. And I can also refine my results by document type. Because I know I'm looking for scholarly articles, it might be a good idea to refine my results to articles. There's many more ways that I can refine my results, as you can see here under source title, keyword, affiliation, country, source type, and language. To refine my results with the check marks that I've selected, I can select the Limit To button. This narrows my results down to 40 results. That's pretty great. Now it's easy enough for me to go through this list and select the Get It at Waterloo link to see if I can get the full text online. And remember, if you can't get it online, don't give up. It might be available in the library in print. Okay, so that was a lesson on how to do basic journal article searching at the University of Waterloo. I wish you luck, and please contact me if you need any further information or help finding journal articles for your writing assignment.